Baha'u'llah was the teacher and the founder of the Baha'i Faith. He and his teachings are believed to be prophesied in Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and other religions. Baha'u'llah was born in 1817 in Tehran, Persia, in present-day Iran. The word Baha means glory or splendor. The Baha'i Faith rests on three core principles: unity of God, unity of religion, and unity of humankind. Approximately 7 million people today in many countries adhere to the Baha'i Faith. Their scriptures are translated into 800 languages, and there are houses of worship in just about every corner of the world. Baha'i principles envision an ideal society. They are gender equality, elimination of all forms of prejudice, whether religious, racial, class, or national, harmony of religion and science, universal opportunity of education for all, a universal auxiliary language, which all humanity can use to cooperate quickly with one another, a judicious world government, and the elimination of extremes of wealth and poverty. Many people, like the Baha'i followers, see a noble society as a real goal to be pursued in everyday life. Today, we present the sage wisdom of Baha'u'llah with excerpts from the holy book, Gems of Divine Mysteries.
Gems of Divine Mysteries. The essence of the divine mysteries and the journeys of ascent set forth for those who long to draw nigh unto God, the Almighty, the ever-forgiving. Blessed be the righteous that quaff from these crystal streams.
He is the exalted, the Most High.
Whosoever entereth the city will comprehend every science before probing into its mysteries, and will acquire from the leaves of its trees a knowledge and wisdom encompassing such mysteries of divine lordship as are enshrined within the treasuries of creation. Glorified be God, its creator and fashioner, above all that he hath brought forth and ordained therein. By God, the sovereign protector, the self-subsisting, the Almighty, were I to unveil to thine eyes the gates of this city, which have been fashioned by the right hand of might and power, thou wouldst behold that which none before thee have ever beheld, and wouldst witness that which no other soul hath ever witnessed. Thou wouldst apprehend the most obscure signs and the most abstruse allusions, and wouldst clearly behold the mysteries of the beginning in the point of the end. All matters would be made easy unto thee. Fire would be turned into light, knowledge, and blessings, and thou wouldst abide in safety within the court of holiness.
Bereft, however, of the essence of the mysteries of his wisdom, which we have imparted unto thee beneath the veils of these blessed and soul-stirring words, thou wouldst fail to attain unto even a sprinkling of the oceans of divine knowledge, or the crystal streams of divine power, and wouldst be recorded in the mother book, through the pen of oneness and by the finger of God, amongst the ignorant. Nor wouldst thou be able to grasp a single word of the book, or a single utterance of the kindred of God concerning the mysteries of the beginning and the end. O thou whom we have outwardly never met, yet whom we inwardly cherish in our heart, be fair in thy judgment, and present thyself before him who seeth and knoweth thee, even if thou seest and knowest him not. Can any soul be found to elucidate these words with such convincing arguments, clear testimonies, and unmistakable allusions as to appease the heart of the seeker and relieve the soul of the listener? Nay, by the one in whose hand is my soul, unto none is given to quaff even a dewdrop thereof, unless he entereth within this city, a city whose foundations rest upon mountains of crimson-colored ruby, whose walls are hewn of the chrysolite of divine unity, whose gates are made of the diamonds of immortality, and whose earth sheddeth the fragrance of divine bounty.
Having imparted unto thee, beneath countless veils of concealment, certain hidden mysteries, We now return to our elucidation of the books of old, that perchance thy feet may not slip, and thou mayest receive with complete certitude the portion which we shall bestow upon thee of the billowing oceans of life in the realm of the names and attributes of God. It is recorded in all the books of the Gospel that he who is the Spirit spoke in words of pure light unto his disciples, saying, Know that heaven and earth may pass away, but my words shall never pass away. As is clear and evident to thine eminence, these words outwardly mean that the books of the Gospel will remain in the hands of people till the end of the world, that their laws shall not be abrogated, that their testimony shall not be abolished, and that all that have been enjoined, prescribed, or ordained therein shall endure forever.
O my brother, sanctify thy heart, illumine thy soul, and sharpen thy sight, that thou mayest perceive the sweet accents of the birds of heaven, and the melodies of the doves of holiness, warbling in the kingdom of eternity, and perchance apprehend the inner meaning of these utterances and their hidden mysteries. For otherwise, wert thou to interpret these words according to their outward meaning, thou couldst never prove the truth of the cause of him who came after Jesus. Thou canst indeed hear the learned and the foolish amongst the people voice the same objections in this day, saying, The sun hath not risen from the west, nor hath the crier cried out betwixt earth and heaven. Water hath not inundated certain lands, the Dajjal hath not appeared, Sufyani hath not arisen, nor hath the temple been witnessed in the sun. When the day of resurrection hath been ushered in, and the trumpet hath been sounded, and all the denizens of earth and heaven have been gathered together, and the balance hath been appointed, and the bridge hath been laid, and the verses have been sent down, and the sun hath shone forth, and the stars have been blotted out, and the souls have been raised to life, and the breath of the Spirit hath blown, and the angels have been arrayed in ranks, and paradise hath been brought nigh, and hell made to blaze. These things have all come to pass, and yet to this day not a single one of these people hath recognized them. They all lie as dead within their own shrouds, save those who have believed and repaired unto God, who rejoice in this day in his celestial paradise, and who tread the path of his good pleasure.
Veiled as they remain within their own selves, the generality of the people have failed to perceive the sweet accents of holiness, inhale the fragrance of mercy, or seek guidance as bidden by God from those who are the custodians of the Scriptures. He proclaimeth, and his word verily is the truth. Ask ye therefore of them that have the custody of the Scriptures, if ye know it not. Nay, rather they have turned aside from them, and followed instead the summary of their own idle fancies. Thus have they strayed far from the mercy of their Lord, and failed to attain unto his beauty in the day of his presence. For no sooner had he come unto them with a sign and a testimony from God, than the same people who had eagerly awaited the day of his revelation, who had called upon him in the daytime and in the night season, who had implored him to gather them together in his presence, and to grant that they may lay down their lives in his path, be led aright by his guidance and illumined by his light. This very people condemned and reviled him, and inflicted upon him such cruelties as transcend both my capacity to tell and thine ability to hear them. My very pen crieth out at this moment, and the ink weepeth sore and groaneth. By God, wert thou to hearken with thine inner ear, thou wouldst in truth hear the lamentations of the denizens of heaven. And wert thou to remove the veil from before thine eyes, thou wouldst behold the maids of heaven, overcome, and the holy souls overwhelmed, beating upon their faces, and fallen upon the dust.
Alas, alas, for that which befell him who was the manifestation of the self of God, and for that which he and his loved ones were made to suffer. The people inflicted upon them what no soul hath ever inflicted upon another. Alas, alas! That immortal being sat upon the darksome dust. The Holy Spirit lamented in the retreats of glory. The pillars of the throne crumbled in the exalted dominion. The joy of the world was changed into sorrow in the crimson land, and the voice of the nightingale was silenced in the golden realm. Woe betide them for what their hands have wrought, and for what they have committed.
Hearken then unto that which the bird of heaven uttered, in the sweetest and most wondrous accents, and in the most perfect and exalted melodies concerning them, an utterance that shall fill them with remorse from now unto the day when mankind shall stand before the Lord of the worlds. Although they had before prayed for victory over those who believed not, yet when there came unto them he of whom they had knowledge, they disbelieved in him. Such indeed are their condition and attainments in their vain and empty life. Ere long shall they be cast into the fire of affliction, and find none to help or succor them.
O thou who art mentioned in this outspread roll, and who amidst the gloomy darkness that now prevaileth, hast been illumined by the splendors of the sacred mount in the Sinai of divine revelation, cleanse thy heart from every blasphemous whispering and evil illusion thou hast heard in the past, that thou mayest inhale the sweet savors of eternity from the Joseph of faithfulness, gain admittance into the celestial Egypt, and perceive the fragrances of enlightenment from this resplendent and luminous tablet, a tablet wherein the pen hath inscribed the ancient mysteries of the names of his Lord, the exalted, the Most High. Perchance thou mayest be recorded in the holy tablets among them that are well assured.
Of thou who art standing before my throne, and yet remain unaware thereof, know thou that whoso seeketh to scale the summits of the divine mysteries must needs strive to the utmost of his power and capacity for his faith, that the pathway of guidance may be made clear unto him. And should he encounter one who layeth claim to a course from God, and who holdeth from his Lord a testimony beyond the power of men to produce, he must needs follow him in all that he pleaseth to proclaim, command, and ordain, even were he to decree the sea to be land, or to pronounce earth to be heaven, or that the former lieth above the latter, or below it, or to ordain any change or transformation. For he verily is aware of the celestial mysteries, the unseen subtleties, and the ordinances of God.
Were the peoples of every nation to observe that which hath been mentioned, the matter would be made simple unto them, and such words and allusions would not withhold them from the ocean of the names and attributes of God. And had the people known this truth, they would not have denied God's favors, nor would they have risen against, contended with, and rejected his prophets. Similar passages are also to be found in the Quran, should the matter be carefully examined. Know, moreover, that it is through such words that God proveth his servants and sifteth them, separating the detached from the worldly, the pious from the profligate, the doer of good from the worker of iniquity, and so forth. Thus hath the dove of holiness proclaimed, do men think when they say, we believe, they shall be let alone and not be put to proof?
It behoveth him who is a wayfarer in the path of God, and a wanderer in his way, to detach himself from all who are in the heavens and on the earth. He must renounce all save God, that perchance the portals of mercy may be unlocked before his face, and the breezes of providence may waft over him. And when he hath inscribed upon his soul that which we have vouchsafed unto him of the quintessence of inner meaning and explanation, who will fathom all the secrets of these allusions? And God shall bestow upon his heart a divine tranquillity, and cause him to be of them that are at peace with themselves. In like manner wouldst thou comprehend the meaning of all the ambiguous verses that have been sent down concerning the question thou didst ask of this servant, who abideth upon the seat of abasement, who walketh upon the earth as an exile, with none to befriend, comfort, aid, or assist him, who hath placed his whole trust in God, and who proclaimeth at all times, verily we are God's, and to him shall we return.
We appreciate your cheerful company for today's episode of Between Master and Disciples here on Supreme Master Television. Planet Earth, our loving home, is up next after noteworthy news. May heaven grace your life with everlasting happiness.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/BMD.